Have you ever noticed different behaviors in your baby and started wondering, is this just a phase or something more serious, like signs of autism? In this video, I'll share my experience as a father of two autistic boys and provide information that could change how you understand your child's development. The first years of a child's life are filled with incredible milestones, like their first smile, first steps, and first words. However, alongside these achievements, doubts and concerns can arise. Every baby is unique, and understanding the signals they give us is essential for tracking their development with care and attention. In this video, we'll explore 8 signs of autism up to the age of 2, offering insights to help you better understand your child's individuality. Some of these signs may be very subtle, almost imperceptible in daily life, while others are more evident. The important thing is that all of them serve as valuable clues for early identification of potential challenges. Believe me, paying attention to these details can transform your baby's life and the lives of your entire family. If you already have questions or are simply seeking information, stay with me until the end. Here on Explaining Autism, our goal is to share knowledge clearly and accessibly so that you feel supported on this journey. Every detail matters, and you won't want to miss anything. Oh, and before we continue, have you checked if you're subscribed to the channel? If not, take a moment to do so now and activate the notification bell. This small action greatly supports our work and ensures you don't miss any upcoming content. Now let's dive into the signs that can appear even in the first months of life. One of the first signs parents and specialists often notice is difficulty or lack of interest in making eye contact. It's normal for babies to focus on people's faces, especially in the first months. If your baby doesn't hold your gaze when you smile, play, or talk to them, it's something worth observing. At home, I noticed that while one of my sons seemed fascinated by looking into my eyes, the other completely avoided it. At first, I thought it was just his temperament, but over time, I realized it was a consistent behavior. Eye contact is an essential form of interaction and bonding, and its absence can be an early warning sign. If you notice this, take notes of your observations and share them with your pediatrician. Another commonly mentioned sign by parents and specialists is the lack of response to their name. Usually by 6 to 12 months, babies start reacting when their name is called, whether by turning their head, smiling, or stopping what they're doing. This response is an important developmental milestone. In the case of my sons, I clearly remember how it manifested. While my older son would almost immediately respond to his name, my youngest seemed not to notice I was calling him. I tried calling him in various ways, even in a quiet environment, but he simply didn't react. This sign can sometimes be mistaken for hearing problems, but in many cases, the baby hears well, but doesn't associate their name with an interaction. It's important to observe if the child reacts to other sounds, like noisy toys or the TV. This contrast may indicate that the issue is not hearing but social connection. If you notice something similar, report it to your pediatrician. Early intervention can be crucial in developing this skill. Another key sign to watch for is the absence of communicative gestures, like pointing, waving, or raising their arms to be picked up. These gestures usually start appearing between 9 and 12 months and are an initial form of communication. With my youngest son, I noticed something that caught my attention and intrigued me. While other children his age would point to toys they wanted or show something interesting, he would simply stay silent, observing as if expecting me to guess what was on his mind. It was like he had an invisible barrier preventing him from expressing what he wanted. This also happened when he wanted to be picked up. Instead of raising his arms like most babies, he would just stand there looking at me intently, as if sending a telepathic message. Although subtle, this behavior was very different from what I was used to seeing in other children and made me think. These simple gestures, pointing, waving, or asking to be picked up, are much more than movements. They are an important bridge for language development and social interactions. Through them, babies begin connecting with the world around them, showing what they want or drawing our attention to something they find interesting. The absence of these gestures, however, may indicate that the child has difficulty expressing themselves or understanding that these actions are a natural form of communication. Of course, every child develops at their own pace, and delays in some milestones can be normal. However, if these gestures haven't appeared by around 1 year old, it's important to seek professional guidance. Often parents believe that the absence of these gestures will be compensated by speech later on, but this isn't always the case. Early intervention is essential to provide the right stimuli and help the child develop these critical skills. A sign that often goes unnoticed but can be an important indicator is fixation on specific objects or patterns. While most children this age explore toys in various ways, children showing signs of autism may focus only on one part of the object or repetitive actions, like spinning wheels on toy cars or opening and closing doors repeatedly. I remember that with my youngest son, this became evident around 18 months. He had a toy car, but instead of pushing it or playing with it like other kids, he would spend long minutes spinning the wheels and observing them intently. When we tried to show him other ways to play, he showed disinterest and returned to his initial behavior. Another behavior that may appear is a fascination with patterns, like watching fans spin or aligning objects in perfect rows. These behaviors, although not exclusive to autism, can indicate a preference for predictable and organized stimuli. If you notice something similar, know that this isn't just a whim, but a different way of exploring the world. Share these behaviors with your pediatrician, as they can provide valuable clues about your child's development. The final sign we'll discuss is unusual reactions to sensory stimuli. This may be quite evident, but is often interpreted as mere quirks. These reactions can include extreme sensitivity to sounds, textures, lights, or even smells. In my case, one of the first things I noticed was how one of my sons reacted to loud noises. Family gatherings or noisy places made him visibly uncomfortable. He would cover his ears or start crying. On the other hand, he didn't seem bothered by other stimuli that would typically attract any child's attention, like the sound of a new toy. Additionally, some children avoid certain textures, like rougher fabrics, or have a fixation on feeling specific surfaces with their hands. Others may show the opposite reaction, seeking intense stimuli, such as squeezing toys or repeatedly banging objects to hear the sounds they make. These reactions, which may seem peculiar, are actually a reflection of how the child's brain processes sensory stimuli. If you notice something like this, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with your child. It just means they have a unique way of experiencing the world around them. The earlier these particularities are identified, the sooner you can help your child adapt better to daily environments and situations. These signs may seem small individually, but together they can indicate something deeper. Observation is key. As a father of 2 autistic boys, I know how important it is to seek early guidance. If you've noticed any of these behaviors in your baby, consult a pediatrician or specialist. There's nothing more powerful than being well-informed for those we love. As a parent, I've learned that every child has their own pace and unique traits. If you're seeking answers, the first step is to observe lovingly and record anything you find important. Then, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Early diagnosis can open doors to interventions that transform lives, both your child's and your own. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. If this video has helped you in any way, don't forget to like and share it with other parents who might be facing the same doubts. Subscribe to the channel Explaining Autism and activate the bell to receive more content that informs, guides, and supports. Together we can make a difference in many families' lives. See you in the next video.